You're fucking someone that is a Cancer. Are you prone for cancer?
Are you talking about like astrology, or are you talking about they literally have cancer?
No, astrology.
Can you turn my whole shit down? Just like everything's really loud for me.
Oh, we got to turn down the headphones then.
What?
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Buttery smooth on my end.
Yeah,
I'm high and I'm just listening to the sound of my voice. You know how Dana Gould makes everyone do this is the sound of my voice. I didn't know you for sure listen to Dana Gould, but I had a feeling. I was like, this seems up his alley.
Well, I will say that his show was definitely a show that I tried to mirror, kind of. But I will say I came out with mine first, so he's mirroring mine.
Take that, Dana Gould.
Yeah, and your hundreds of thousands of listeners.
you Johnny-come-lately.
Right? But I do like Dana Gould. He's hilarious. Hilarious.
I dig it.
Do you guys want to do that just for shits then? What, you want to say that?
This is the sound of my voice.
And who are you?
This is Taylor Avery.
This is the sound of my voice, and I am Doon Sandors.
I think the point is that we're supposed to say our names first, which I completely botched, and then say, hey, you can edit this in post, Daryl.
Yeah,
we found
don't worry.
More projects for you to do.
I will. I won't.
If you're hearing this, he didn't, for sure.
I always feel like that, like, I used to not tell my guests that I would edit and post and all that stuff, and they'd, obviously do the episode as they would. But when I started to tell them later, like, oh yeah, I edit it and blah, 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 then they'd just start going off the rails. They'd start saying stupid shit, and then afterwards go, oh yeah, edit all that out. Just edit all that. I'm like, hey, I'm not here to just, like, waste time here.
I will go out of my way not to edit things now. My total edit time is done before I leave Seth's house now. It's I sit down. It takes me, like 15 minutes. I run my compressor. I level it, clip the ends, fade them in and out. I'm done.
Yep.
Done.
I mean, when I first started doing this, it was all like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be cool, blah,
Same
blah,
thing.
blah.
Yeah, exactly.
After like 100 episodes, or close to 100, you're like, does it really need a womp womp?
Yeah.
Nah.
Is this... like, do I need this to exist?
Yeah.
This is such California podcasting. Like, the way I hear the difference in the coasts is when someone in New York asks you to podcast, they're asking you to like a studio, there's a setup, it's really professional. And when someone in LA asks you to podcast, it's like, yeah, stop by my apartment. We're going to sit on a TV tray.
Yeah, we're going to talk into my iPhone for a minute.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like certain people, like, obviously I'm a nobody. I have a few people listening, but I wouldn't say I'm like, yeah, Joe Rogan numbers or anybody that you would think is like, a famous comedian in what they're doing. But I get frustrated when they're like, you have like a Miley Cyrus that's like putting out a podcast, and it's literally like her just talking on her iPhone for like 5 minutes, and that gets a million hits, and you're like, it's just a fucking iPhone. Like, there's no production value.
We'll see how she does after 300 episodes.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like,
I got really addicted to the idea of like the Bill Burr podcasting method until you try to do that, and then you're like, I can't talk for an hour.
It's tough.
It is. I remember when I first started with Seth's podcast, I would just be on my car on the way over, and I would just try to fill the time, like, on my way over. Just be like, oh, yeah, this is just like you're just doing a fake podcast to nobody, but to just, like, kind of get your mouth moving. And I did that once, and then I tried to do that a second time. I got 5 minutes in. I'm like, you know what? My tongue's tired. I don't want to keep doing this anymore.
It's tough. It's hard to talk. I mean,
it's exhausting.
It's really not. That's the thing. It's like it's really fucking easy to talk.
Right,
That's why podcasts are so prevalent now. It's unsettling for me to like try to think in the positive, but it's like if you get Miley Cyrus to have a million podcast downloads, how many of those people had never heard a podcast before and are now going to be like repeat iTunes customers because Miley Cyrus got them interested though?
I mean, I don't even know if she really has a podcast.
I'm just saying, for instance,
but yeah,
I was invested in the Miley Cyrus podcast.
You're about to download it. You're like, I'm going to subscribe to
download it. I have money in it now. I'm an active advertiser.
She never would have had that audience if it was Hannah Montana.
Let's see her try to fucking sell a fucking Casper mattress, bitch. All right?
Right?
Hey, y'all, Miley here for Audible.
Yeah.
Squarespace, guys. Get into it. All right.
I wear blue aprons all the time. No, I feel like
trampstamps.com.
Oh, good poll.
I feel like sometimes, like, if you're a nobody, yeah, you have to come up with, like, a lot of cool entertainment. You got to come up with something where it's going to pull and entice people to listen because they don't know you. But if you're Miley Cyrus, yeah, you could literally be reading just nothing, like the obituary, and people are like, I'm going to tune in for that. Why not? It's Miley Cyrus.
Like, legitimately, though, how many, we would all download a podcast of, like, Samuel L. Jackson reading the dictionary, right?
Abacus. Aardvark.
Right.
Well, that's Morgan Freeman.
Motherfucking Aardvark.
Aardvark. I like after, like, when he starts getting into the bees, he's, like, a different person, and he's calmed down a bit. And, like, sees he stopped drinking. He's, like,
he's just figured out, like, oh, I'm going to be here forever. So now it's just set in, like...
E through F, he falls off the wagon. Like,
Yeah.
it's like 8,800 episodes in.
Barometer. You know what it is.
Fucking...
What charity does this benefit? I'm assuming this is on a charity stream. Because I would definitely donate money to this.
Right. It has to definitely be on, like, some sort of, Kickstarter for, like, a new...
the BAMF
singularity
charity.
for Stephen Hawking.
He's already transitioned, though.
You try to build a singularity for Stephen Hawking.
You don't think we've put, like, his brain on ice or something? Or like
they said you were going to... Oh, no, wait. Didn't his ashes get interred or something today?
Really? I didn't know
so.
that. I thought we were going to definitely try to, like, freeze him until we could harvest his...
I want him distilled into a fine whiskey and drank. I want to gain his intelligence quotient.
Drink him through a nice single malt.
Yeah, with one of those like chiseled ice cubes like they do at the fancy bars.
Yes.
Those are nice.
You're the drunk and Highlander.
There can only be one.
There can only be... Bruh.
Open mics, interviews, and a podcast too. It's just a day in the life for Daryl Williams. Just a day in the life. Whose wife? This comics life.
Hey guys, this is me, D. Williams, aka Daryl Williams. This is This Comics Live. Yeah. You're listening to me talking to two great comedians and also two returning guests. Just like they were here individually, now they're here together.
Woo.
Yeah.
That Comics Life.
This comics life.
Yeah.
Who made that song, by the way?
It was my good friend from college.
Thank God. I thought you got a professional, and I was embarrassed. I'm like, should I be putting more money into Good Word?
He is a professional.
That's cool, though, because it does sound really good.
Yeah, he is very cool. His name is Eric Dano. He's a music producer as well as he has his own band called the Holophonics. In fact, I'm wearing that shirt.
Oh, shit.
Excellent
Yeah,
shirt.
I'll never give it up, I'll never settle down. I'd rather write the same damn songs that every band sings about. Never giving up, cause we look the same and we sound way worse. Yeah, but I'll never give it up, I'll never give it up. Cause my dreams are cliche and our success is only hearsay. But if you ask, I'm doing okay.
Cool 3D effect.
Yeah. And I met him, through college. And then, after a while, when I was getting into, episode 40 or whatever, when I was getting guests, I was like, hey, I should probably do, a little bit of production. And then I hit him up and went, hey, do you mind, doing an intro for me? And he was like, yeah, why not?
I'm digging the fuck out of that
And
shirt.
he did it.
And
Yeah.
5 minutes later, and it's done. Ah, fuck you. I hate how quickly those guys can turn shit around. Because
Yeah.
it's like the next moment, you're like, oh, it's already done. Okay.
Yep. And he is a very cool guy. He's out of Texas, actually. So, yeah, if you guys are in the Texas area and you want to go see a really cool band, go check out Holophonics.
Like, where in Texas exactly?
Fort Worth, Dallas
There
area,
you
but
go.
he also just everywhere. I mean, he's a touring guy. Anyway, but yes, I am graced with two awesome guests, Taylor Avery and Doon Sanders.
This is the sound of my voice.
Yes.
Oh wait, we already did that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is new
I just
shit.
figured you should talk first because you were introed first. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Doon, ladies and gentlemen.
yes,
That's
and,
my intro.
And Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We work so well together. That's
You
what
guys are-
80 episodes of podcasting brings is this tight-knit bond we have, not as brothers, but as podcasters.
Indeed.
I was going to say, you guys are the second bananas to Seth Woodward's podcast.
It's a real threesome of a fuck fest we've got here.
I'm not going to lie, though. Like, I don't know how much of his podcast would be without you guys.
We do show up every week.
Yeah.
Yes, I am there.
Yeah.
How many,
That is a place I am.
how many episodes did you think you were going to make it?
I just figured like it was fun to do, so
And it was
I
going to end whenever it was going to end.
Yeah,
How
I
did
really
he hit you guys up? How did it
I remember-
all start?
I remember just being at Max Bloom's once, and I was like, "Oh, hey Seth." He's like, "They're not doing a podcast," and I'm just like, I need something to do. I was like, "Oh, what's that? Can I get on that? Let's do that."
Yeah,
And he
sure,
was like,
sure.
I know how to do that. I knew how to like edit and stuff like that. He's like, "All right, yeah. How's tomorrow sound?" I'm like, "All right, let's do that." And then 80 episodes later,
And then you were like, hey, we should get Doon on too? Or
I think Doon was already on by the time
Oh, no.
I.
Yeah, it's he told me at Anchor Bar, I think it was. Just like, think about starting a podcast. Are you in? I'm like, yeah, dude, just fucking do something. And yeah, and he told me like, yeah, I got Taylor Avery in on this, and I'm like, oh, cool.
Who? What?
I've seen him around.
That faggot? No.
I had given zero thought to your sexual orientation. At
But
that
why
time.
also
Same, dude.
like say, okay, it's just going to be Seth at the helm? Like,
It kind of did. I felt like I was like in less of a role early on too, and then I just kept like it because we didn't have a guest, so like it just became three people talking.
Yeah, it was
Right.
kind of. It was.
I
Kind
do
of just
recall-
He didn't want himself talking the entire time, so it was just like he brought me on to kind of break up the Seth.
right.
And then it became like an improv comedy mic, or like it just became like a workshop thing, where we always say it's like we're like recording our writing sessions because we're lazy and we just need an excuse to like just record something, just to just actually get together and like work something out.
Do you guys get a lot of bits from just talking on the podcast, or?
I don't get bits, but I just get that muscle that it just keeps it sharp. I don't know.
Like I might
Feels
throw
pretentious.
something. Like if I hear something, I listen to the podcast because I'm vain.
Right, of course. I do too.
Well, sometimes you catch bit. You're like, oh, that was a good. I should remember that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Is like if I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh shit, that was kind of funny. I should try that at like Rec Room tomorrow or something.
I always feel like kind of weird when I like get into really funny stuff with guests, because it's always like, who came up with that? Like,
Right.
is that one thing that should I take that, or like you kind of said the punchline, so
was
is that your
birthed of
bit,
the
or
moment, yeah.
like. But then ultimately, I'm like, no, it's my podcast. I'm taking it all.
That's completely fair. Mm-hmm. That's absolutely like I paid for this equipment.
Yep, you said it here, so fuck you.
That's right. This comic's jokes, bitch.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's what's even worse is I find that like doing stuff on the podcast might be funny on the podcast, but it might not translate into a bit,
Right.
later on stage.
Because you have to like turn it into like a capsule thing,
Right.
That it can be fed to people. They'd be like, "This is why this is funny, and that's why you have to like set it up."
Like I remember, I was talking to Emily Champlin way back, and we were talking. I don't know how it came up, but for some reason we were like, "Do you think there was like a specific day when blackface was not cool?"
I think I listened to that episode.
Right. And it was like, yeah, like during the podcast, we're like, this is so hilarious. This is fucking a cool premise. Like just one day it was like some guy showed up at the office in blackface, and everybody's like, wow, that's so funny that Bill shows up in blackface, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day it's like, dude, bro.
Dude, not cool.
Not cool. You didn't get the
Frank's
memo?
from HR. He's
Yeah,
here. You can't be doing that here. I won't stand for that. I know I paid you to do it last time.
There's eventually going to be a Wikipedia article just like the last known instance of blackface performance was on.
Right, exactly. But, so I'm like, okay, that's awesome. I'm going to bring that on stage. And then I bring it on stage, and everybody's like, why'd you do that?
Just whenever it comes to racial jokes or anything, like everyone I've respected that I've run any of my racial premises by is just like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
This is not for you.
Yeah.
It's an advanced joke. You're still an amateur.
There's something to that. There are like expert level premises where it's like, I'm probably not going to write the best rape joke right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
Few
now.
people do.
Right now, yeah. No, I feel
Right
like
now.
certain times, right, it's like, if I gave this joke to Louis C.K., could he kill with it? Maybe. But am I going to kill with it? Probably not.
Yeah, there's something to that. But maybe you can give it to the Louis C.K. of your mind, and then he'll write the joke for you.
Maybe not Louis C.K. now. I don't know how funny he'd have to be now.
You'd have to be real funny.
Really funny.
He'd have to kill. He'd have to rape that audience. You'd have to like shut the door as he entered the room.
You think he's coming back ever?
Oh yeah, he'll have to take like a Chappelle style break. Like he'll have to get out of the spotlight for
A decade.
years.
How great of that would that be to like as a special entrance? Is he like this like the theater? He just shuts the door and locks it and just stands just does
Right.
his jokes
Right.
from the back of the. I think he'd kill.
Dude, it
Yeah.
would. That'd
Or
be
be
ballsy
killed.
as fuck. Like people would respect him for it. Sadly, like they shouldn't yet, but yet. Like, yeah, they'll still
Widely
go away
considered
eventually.
tasteless but impressive.
I feel like it is weird in like celebrity. It's like we love you, then we want to tear you down, but then we want the redemption. You know, we want you to come back from it. You know, there's like, I don't know, like Charlie Sheen was kind of that way for a minute.
Robert Downey Jr.
Exactly.
Robert Downey Jr. is back.
He was a drunk fucking asshole. He was ruined
Yeah.
his everything. Now
Where-
he's fucking Iron Man.
Exactly.
Where has my Mel Gibson gone though?
He needs another movie that just brings him back. Just
He had
You
the
know,
Beaver movie, right?
that did not bring him
That
back.
did not bring him back. People are like, "Stay gone."
Right. It was
Take your
also
beaver
Jodie Foster
and go.
too.
And
Like,
she was trying to like, "Hey, isn't Mel Gibson cool?" I guess not. Okay, guys, I'm
Yeah.
done. And then still didn't come out at the fucking whatever the last thing was.
Yep.
She's
And
like,
you're
guys,
dude, you're
I
a
don't do
lesbian,
this that
right?
often. And you're like, that's not what we thought you were gonna say. Okay, go kiss your girlfriend. All right.
Wow, you almost dropped an F-bomb.
I know that felt offensive. If I was gonna follow that up with it,
You
then
almost
I'm like,
dropped the hard T.
gays and lesbians don't like each other. That's a weird property
Yeah,
for the most part.
Why not?
Y'all are catty.
I don't know. It is cattiness, a lot of it.
It's like
I've seen it firsthand is why, because like I just thought it was just like, oh, maybe I'm just like homophobic to that part. But Laguna Beach open mic, if anyone's gone to that, the bartender used to like tear into the like if there's like a lesbian on stage. It's kind of funny. All right, I'm gonna retreat.
Like
to silence.
straight men and straight women don't really like each other, though.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true. We're just
not-
mad at people that don't look like us. And then being able to bang all the people that look like you is kind of a cool tool.
Taco Bell about that.
What was your last like standard Taco Bell order? Like just got off work. Fuck them. It's like 9:30. I need to grab something to eat real quick.
Okay, it wasn't late night, actually. It was when I was super...
It wasn't the fourth meal?
No, it was breakfast. 'Cause
Okay.
I was super depressed, and I loved the breakfast crunch wrap.
Interesting.
Oh, those crunch wraps are pretty bomb.
I've never ordered
and
a
I'm pretty sure they
breakfast
take
meal.
like 3 months off the end of your life every time you eat one. See, I didn't want to live, and they tasted okay. So
Yeah, Taco Bell is like the Princess Bride death machine.
Yes, I
Every-
completely agree with that.
Every time when you eat Taco Bell,
You're just mostly dead.
I've taken a 1 year of your life away.
How would you say that you feel?
I feel kind of beefy.
Beefy, crunchy.
Cheesy.
Yeah, cheesy.
Multiple layers.
I like your bit, your Taco Bell bit.
What is my Taco Bell bit? I've got...
where
It sounds like someone trying to describe Mexican food for the first time.
Yes.
I'm going to have to ditch that bit now.
Oh yeah, it's on the air.
It's live. It's recorded.
Yep.
It's been casted.
Hey guys, go see Taylor.
I have other
tell that
Taco Bell
bit. Yeah.
bits. Those are for your premium subscribers.
For my
For
non-existent
$1
Patreons.
extra, you can hear the rest of Taylor's shitty Taco Bell bits.
$5 a month on Patreon, guys, gets you what you can go to any open mic in Orange
He will
County.
sign
and
you
see.
a Taco Bell packet and mail it to you.
Yeah, no pun intended. They're really shitty.
Oh, so shitty.
I remember the first time, one time I went to Taco Bell. It was the first time I was drunk. And I was 16, and my friend and I, we got drunk off of cooking sherry and basically anything that we could find in his kitchen.
All right, Frasier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, my God.
We were classy. We had our pinkies up. Exactly.
I displayed my pinky while drinking. Go ahead.
And so, yeah, we were, 5 shots into the, orange liqueur and sherry.
So janky.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Because we were like, okay, what is going to be, what can we, drink, but also have, his parents not look at, or not...
Contro.
Yeah,
Why is the
exactly.
whipped cream martini down? I own a bottle of whipped cream martini that somebody
Where'd
gave
all
to
this-
us.
Where'd all the vanilla extract go?
Where's all the alcohol swabs?
Right?
Sweetie,
Suck on
didn't we
pants.
have more hand sanitizer?
So we get a little buzzed, and we decide, hey, let's walk to Taco Bell. And so we walked to Taco Bell, and I knew I was drunk when I realized that, I was at one moment sitting in a chair, and then another moment on the ground. But I didn't know how I got to the ground.
Was it inside the Taco Bell?
Inside the Taco Bell, yes.
I'd rather be on dirt.
No shit.
You know,
Yeah.
that whatever grease is accumulated there is some sort of
So the in between the chair and the ground, I don't remember. And that's where I'm like, oh, this is what drunk feels like.
You sound so innocent. You're just like, I don't remember.
If my guy, or what's his face, Matlock asked me what happened in between you sitting in the chair and you being in the ground, I'd be like, I don't know, Matlock.
I don't know, Mr. Matlock.
Ooh, Mr. Matlock is my father.
Call me Andy.
I'm Matty Jr.
Right? Bailiff, take him away. And I don't want to say we got kicked out, but we definitely got escorted out.
Take your crunch wrap and leave.
Right. Hey, you ain't homeless. Get the fuck out of here.
Was Taco Bell your go-to drunk stop?
When I was 16, yes.
I used to have a place in San Clemente. It was go to Pedro's Tacos in San Clemente. But it every time I'd leave for work or come home for 2 months straight, I would always get a California burrito from there.
Yeah.
And I think it's physically taken years off my life.
And a California burrito is really just either avocado added
And French fries
and
added.
French fries. It's always the
They
French
did
fries too.
Hashed browns,
Ah, yeah.
but like tater tot hash browns.
Is that Is California just known for potatoes and avocado?
Avocado, I get, but potatoes.
Yeah. Why is it always the fries
Because Hollywood's
too?
so French fry. I don't get it. Doesn't add up.
It's more like it's stoner to me. It's
it is a stoner.
This
weird.
is just a stoner move. And California is stoner, I guess.
It was. I had one recently, and it was so rich I couldn't eat it stoned. I'm like, this is too much of an experience for me. I have to take breaks with water in between each bite.
Like that, there's a restaurant in LA called Fat Sal's that's ran by that what's his face Turtle from Entourage.
Oh shit,
Jerry Ferrara.
What a small world.
He opened up this restaurant called Fat Sal's, and it's like basically just like a stoner's dream, where it's like those like sub sandwiches, but it's like, yeah, we put turkey, but when we add meatballs and chicken strips and bacon
So it's
and
like-
also like lettuce.
like Guy Fieri's wet dream.
And then we put all of it in nacho cheese.
Oh, dog, that's going to Flavor Town.
Dude, do you know what's a life hack right now? Is just keep spicy Cheetos on hand and then like put them in a Ziploc, crush them into a fine powder, and now you have seasoning. And it's incredible. And it's like crouton seasoning. It's crunchy
I've seen
too.
a lot of people do that. Like it's
lot of
instead of
Instagram.
shake and bake, it's the hot Cheetos on chicken
Yeah.
and shit or whatever.
It's excellent on mac and cheese. That touch of soy sauce, that's my stoner mac and cheese.
Have y'all
like
been
it.
to a Rollerito?
No.
Oh my god! So it's a giant fucking sushi roll, like the size of a burrito.
Oh,
Nice.
One
I think
singular
I've seen
big
Hell
this.
yeah.
And they have one that's rolled in flaming hot Cheetos. It's like
Oh.
spicy tuna
What?
and shit. It's so goddamn good.
I do like how California is all about like infusing the fuck out of everything. Like, let's put Japanese with Mexican. Let's put Thai on a pizza.
Everybody just get together.
Yeah.
Food diversity is very high in California.
California cuisine is just like anything you can put hot sauce on. Anything that's improved by hot sauce is everything Californians make.
Do you guys watch Hot Ones on YouTube?
I do not. What is
No.
that?
It's a TV show where they interview guys as they eat 12 hot wings that get progressively hotter
I
as
have
the
heard
interview
about
goes.
this.
Yeah, it's a great show. And they get some big names. It's, mostly a lot of just celebrities and just anybody. Neil deGrasse Tyson, a lot of
Holy crap.
stand-up comedians,
I like that he's part of that group.
Really? Right?
Like he's like celebrities, Neil deGrasse Tyson, comedians.
Totally.
He's just like there's the one scientist we like. He's
the-
our guy.
He's the next Stephen Hawking.
He's
now
basically
that,
president scientist. He's the representative for every scientist that exists.
if a meteor was going to hit Earth, we would be like, what do we do, Neil?
Yeah, he's like, I've talked to our guys, the ones who are really doing all the science
Right.
in laboratories
But you tell us, please.
with chalkboards.
I heard him answer that on a podcast, actually.
Right, there you go. See?
He said he's got a special bottle of wine.
Nice. Oh, so he's already fucked.
That's such a great. I want to put out like end of the world Armageddon bottles of like alcohol. So it's like this is in like this is 2012 happens. And like the world splits in two, and John Cusack is running from something. You drink this, and then we all take the ark out. That is
Yeah.
such a shitty ending for
It's
a
like-
movie.
In case of apocalypse, break this.
Yeah,
Okay, so on Hot Ones, yeah, they have like 12 different wings, and like it starts with like, sriracha, and then it goes up to like, ghost chili death balls or whatever. But like you see on the interview, like, yeah, at first they're like, yeah, this is cool, but at the end they're like, why did I do this?
I'm over this shit, man.
Yeah, fuck you.
I should have started paying attention to some of those waivers I keep signing.
I need to fire my manager.
This is unsettling me just thinking about this.
As guys that are nobodies right now, like, do you guys feel like there's something you won't do? Or is there like a line where you're like, no?
I eat spicy shit. I don't give a shit. I do like spicy shit though.
Of course. Who doesn't? I mean, I love spicy shit too, but like they always use that Scoville units.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sriracha's like 2,000, but they get up to like in this show, it's like 800,000.
I've done Dave's Insanity, which is either 100 or 500,000.
Yeah.
That one I had on a cracker without milk and was like the same hour. It was on the floor of my bathroom in a fetal position being like, if I die, it better be fucking now. This better hurry its ass up.
Right. Just kill me already.
Right. A sip of a glass of milk, instantly better though.
Yeah.
If you can do the mouth,
Milk. They have milk on the show for sure.
the mouth burn is fine. I love it. It cleans you out, everything. But as soon as it gets to your stomach, drink some milk because you don't need to be a hero with that shit.
Yeah. I can only imagine the shits afterwards.
Oh, it's
No, that's what I was thinking. Was no.
honestly, I thought it was going to be
wow.
worse. I didn't notice, but like when you have it, you can feel the spots on your throat where it hits on its way down.
Yeah.
Like it's like lava hitting like little points
yeah,
down your throat.
no. Man, Highlander was a sweet movie.
My dad was like I was like 13 or 14. He's like, you know what? It's time. We should watch the Highlander movie. That seems like a good time. Opens hardcore sex scene right out the gate. I don't know hardcore. It was a sex scene right out the gate.
I like
and he's
how-
like, you know what? Maybe not.
That was Taylor's bat mitzvah.
Today,
man,
you're a man.
No, but I did. Okay, I grew up in a super religious household, but I did have like years where it's like, okay, you can watch The Matrix now.
Really?
That was like because that was like the family action movie for.
I
like,
was
my
already
dad.
old enough, like when it came out, so it was never like, oh, we gotta
I'm a
wait
wee
for a
child.
minute. Yeah. What was Matrix? 97 or 6 or?
It was 6.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I was I was 1 then.
Wow.
For those counting 1995.
Yeah. Wow.
Wait, was it that or I feel like it might be later. I don't
Maybe
know.
99. It was definitely in early 2000s for sure. I mean, look at the type of phone that they were using.
Right.
It was the Nokia flip phone kind
The
of.
all Rage Against the Machine soundtrack.
Came the shot.
Wow,
Don't forget
shit.
propeller heads.
That movie's old enough that I saw the second one in a movie theater in a mall.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
They also used the liquid metal effect from Capri Sun ads.
Well, you know, the older generations might know it as the effect from Terminator 2 Judgment
Yeah.
Day, but sure, the Capri Sun ads.
I'll be back.
Now that was one of the first movies I saw as a young whippersnapper.
Oh, so good.
My dad, I think he wanted to see it at the time, and he was like, "You're old enough." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like 5, 7." Like he's like, "Yeah, you're old enough."
He didn't even ease you into it. Like he didn't have you like play the arcade game or anything.
And I don't even think I watched the
a good
first
arcade
one.
game, too.
I think I saw the second one first,
Oh yeah, me too.
and then I didn't
I
even.
got that too, yeah.
And then he later was like, "Oh yeah, there was Schwarzenegger was a bad guy at first," and I was like, "What? Huh?
Arnold.
Yeah." But then the first one, I almost felt like it was kind of like better. Like I don't know. I mean, the effects were really sweet in 2. I don't want to like say one is better than the other, but it was almost like I wish I watched the first one first.
See, a lot of those things I don't think I mind seeing the second one first. Like, I played Assassin's Creed 2 before I played Assassin's
Right.
Creed 1.
That's a good order to do them.
I wasn't angry.
Video games are one thing, movies are another. Are you gonna like jump in at Back to the Future 2?
Okay, no, that's just it.
How about this? I've only ever seen RoboCop 2.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Wow.
never seen the original. Mostly because, like, I just...
And 2 is the nuke one, right?
This is a nuke for every mood. We'll offer our customers the opportunity to control every aspect of their emotional lives. You know, with the white noise, and the black thunder, and the red ramrod, and the blue velvet.
Yeah, where there's nuke.
One of my favorite
Yeah.
fake drugs. That and Clarity from Minority Report. It's like an inhaler.
And what do you think nuke is? Is it just heroin, or
It's
is
supposed
it
to be like a hallucinogen plus plus coke, I think.
okay?
It's the
so-
shit that Tom Cruise was doing in Minority Report.
It's like
Right,
Molly,
right.
basically.
It's like Molly with mushrooms attached to it.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. I did that once. It's called hippie flipping back in the day.
Well, so you can edit this out if you want, but Seth is doing that this week in the mountains.
Hell yeah.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
I
he
think
said
he
that
would
on
like
the
to
last
say
podcast.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would own up to that. No, but I feel like there's I went to this one rave back in the day, and this was back when you would actually buy the maps at like different record stores and head shops, whatnot. Like, it was still way underground. It wasn't like, EDC or any of that shit.
I missed so much.
So this was like in like 2000, right when the Matrix hit. But I remember buying these rave tickets at this. It was a rave called Shits and Giggles.
Nice.
And we got the map from this. We went to Amoeba Records and we bought the map there. Mm-hmm. And then the map was literally not even like a real map. It was literally just like words saying like drive, like set your odometer to 0 and drive 8 miles north.
Fuck.
Oh my
and like
God.
set your odometer to 0 and then drive 7 miles west or whatever.
You're like, I was trying to track my fucking. when am I going to change my oil now?
Totally.
It's like, the places you'll go.
Exactly. And it was literally just on dirt roads in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh,
That's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
dude, like did people die trying to get to this party?
Probably. Who
Holy
knows?
shit.
I don't even like using a different GPS app.
Right? Like, if you make me use Waze, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure Waze and stuff would help now. Like, I'm sure this is this was way before GPSs
They
were
just give
even
you
in your car.
coordinates now.
Yeah.
Oh, I can fuck with coordinates. That'd be cool.
So then, like, we get there, and it's literally just, like, a generator and, like, maybe 4 cars just, with, like, subs and different, like, just huge systems. And just in the middle of nowhere. And now there's a rave right there. And,
dope.
yeah,
That's fucking awesome.
It's fucking sweet. And, yeah, there's just... As soon as you get to the area, there's a dude that's like, what do you want?
I have one of those. One of those.
Yeah, I got shrooms, I got Molly, I got this, I got that, like, whatever you want.
What was the top tier? What was his top shelf drug?
I want to say, yeah, well, everybody wanted ecstasy. I mean, everybody was doing X. And then this was before Molly too, like, but even then, like, there was that, like, this is pharmaceutical, this is MDMA shit.
I gotcha. We're like, this is new shit that you're going to find out about in 5 years.
But then, like, most of the ecstasy was probably, like, MDMA cut with speed. Or some other type of, like, probably speed or coke.
Gotcha. I thought speed was coke.
No, meth is speed.
Speed is meth. Okay. I felt like I knew that, but obviously I clearly did not.
So
Good for me, though.
You just forgot. You forgot. It's all good. You're right. You're back.
I'm back.
sometimes you would have acid and ecstasy, and then there would be mushrooms and ecstasy.
I wouldn't want to mix mushrooms with anything. It feels like very sacred when I, like, the one time I took it, I'm like, I took this too casually even though I prepared for it.
Oh, yeah. Like, mushrooms now would definitely be, like, a different type of experience. Like, when you're 20-something, you're just like, yeah, I want to get fucked up and see some cool tracers and shit like that. Now it's like, no, I want to, like, have an experience, or I want to, like, try to, like, make me better.
It's like, I want to fix me.
Yeah.
I want to look into the shadows of myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to come out through the other side more loving.
Right.
Like, that's how kids today get fucked up, is they just like get more insight into the world around them. Like, I got so fucking understanding and
Right.
loving last night.
Yeah, they get mindful. That's it.
Oh my God, that's the local news report for sure. It's called mindfulness. Are your kids practicing it?
Right?
Some do it through an app. We call it phone drugs. Does anyone remember was it audio drugs from the early YouTube era?
No.
They would just play
yeah.
sounds of, it'd be like, this will make your brain on crack, and it'll be like, this is like,
Was it like the brown note?
sort of, yeah, but it's just like weird white noise, but and like binaural beats to like try and like hypnotize you into thinking you're on like heroin.
The latest internet craze. Have you ever heard of this? It's called iDosing. And websites are luring kids with free downloads of so-called digital drugs, which are audio files designed to induce drug-like effects. Adriana Ivashinsky has just returned from Mustang Live with the details on this alarming new trend. I've got to admit, I'd never heard of it before.
Kelly, parents really need to listen up on this one. That's because all kids need to experience these digital drugs are headphones, their computer, and an MP3 player. Though the websites that tout them say they're a safe and legal way to get high, the fear is it could lead to illegal drug use.
They call it techno music.
That is that's like my favorite medium is when Fox News gets a hold of a new word.
Right?
They call it smegma. And you're like, oh God.
Right? They call it yiffing.
Does anyone remember Jankum?
Oh,
Jankum?
Yeah. I remember Jankum.
No.
People thought
It was distilled poo-poo.
is for the most part completely an internet hoax thing that never existed, and then everybody latched onto it that they'd be huffing like 2 liters of like people's poo.
The Washington Post, the Drudge Report, and Inside Edition are all talking about Jankum.
It could be toxic and harming.
The Bulletin describes Jankum as gas produced by raw sewage that's allowed to ferment. Pictures show young people who appear to be breathing in Jankum. When we mentioned this new concoction to people on the street here in Jacksonville, not only had they never heard of it before, but they said they didn't want to get anywhere near it.
It sounds horrible. Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing something like that.
Honestly, they need to find something better to do with their life. Seriously, because that's just insane. I can't imagine anybody doing something like that.
Sounds pretty sick to me.
Okay. Not anything you would ever consider?
Never.
What?
Yeah, they would have like these like balloon or like condoms or balloons on them, and they'd like huff through the.
Yeah,
but why?
It was something like they'd poop in a bottle, and like something in the bacteria would ferment and make fumes, and it would fill the balloon, and then you could pop the balloon off of the dump bottle. And
I was never into
people are
that.
boring.
Yeah.
because fucking whippets are hard to get. For
That's what
fuck's
I'm
sake,
saying.
man.
Like, yeah.
Whipped cream, god damn it.
I was never into that aerosol shit or any of that like glue or any type of like chemical inhalants. Like
I still love whippets.
I want
Really?
things
like not all the time, but
I just want
And they're
something I
fun.
can come back from.
what's it like? Like what's the feeling?
all right. So the first time I did them, someone's like, "Oh, this is your first time? Okay, here's how you do it. Like you take the balloon, you fucking inhale,
And this is Nas.
yeah.
Okay.
It's basically just to cut off the flow of oxygen to your brain for a little bit. There's
Right,
nothing good
right.
for you. There's nothing.
There's nothing here for you.
Just to have a different sensation.
I feel like it's Tim Meadows going, Dewey, this ain't for you.
Get out of here, Dewey.
What are y'all doing in here?
We're smoking reefer. And you don't want no part of this shit.
You're smoking reefers?
Yeah, of course we are. Can't you smell it?
No, Sam. I can't.
Come on, Dewey. Join the party.
No, Dewey. You don't want this. Get out of here.
You know what? I don't want no hangover. I can't get no hangover.
It doesn't give you a hangover.
Well, I'll get addicted to it or something?
It's not habit forming.
Oh, okay, well, I don't know. I don't want to overdose on it.
You can't OD on it.
It's not going to make me want to have sex, is it?
It makes sex even better.
It sounds kind of expensive.
It's the cheapest drug there is. You don't want it.
I think I kind of want it.
Okay, but just this once. Come on in.
Get out of here.
Oh my god, you're giving me flashbacks to Fremont Street in Vegas.
This ain't for you, kid.
Right?
Actually, it was like, y'all don't know where you are, do you?
Oh, fuck. That's not a good sign.
Oh no,
when
it was
you hear that.
it was friendly. It was friendly.
No,
We
but
were-
still, that's like such a scary note. You're like, I don't.
No, I don't. Where am I?
Good guess.
we told her like we're looking for a bottle of liquor. He's like, oh, there's nothing over there but cocaine and hookers.
I love this guy.
Right?
I also love the people that are like, oh, it's your first time? Great, here's some shit. And I'm like, I love those people. When you're doing new drugs, that's the best.
Okay,
yeah,
so-
the caretakers.
I had that for cigarettes. Wow. I do cigarette. I do cigarette. I smoke a cigarette like once a quarter, and I always forget what I'm doing. I'm just like, I smoke joints like every day. But
Right?
like,
You like light the filter first?
yeah, like what? No.
Oh,
All right.
it's the other way.
I just found out like 2 weeks ago that you can crush the menthol. I didn't know.
Oh, right.
That was a thing.
Why does it taste like gum?
Extra sugar free.
Okay, so you're doing whippets.
Right,
So
you're
you're
doing
hitting up
whippets.
the balloon.
Okay, so then someone's like, hold on, they put on pentatonics. Like they put on like the YouTube video of it, and so it's like heavy on the percussion, and it's just like pounding in my brain and like kaleidoscoping and like it's like fucking weird kind of like sonic visual explosions.
Totally.
And then 30 seconds later, it ends, and you just kind of have a headache, and you want a glass of water.
Yeah, I heard it's definitely very limited. It's not like a long high.
It is. It's basically like the way they do them is you get a case of the containers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for everybody at the party. That's
right.
That's not for one person. Steve-O at his height was doing like boxes of them.
Right.
Like stacking them, and it was deadly.
It's such a weird drug to get invested in.
Right?
Like heroin, you get like your rig, you got your spot, you got your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Whippets, you're like, I got my grocery store.
Yeah. Or you know a guy that's a dentist.
Right, you're like, I either know Phil or Ralph's. This is not hard to acquire. This is a very poor drug.
Well, nitrous is different. The dentist is a different thing.
That is true.
Right. Nitrous and NOS.
Similar method, though, right?
Right.
And similar effects.
Similar
right?
mething, yeah. It's same balloon delivery. Like I've been
Similar
in parties
effects.
where they were doing NOS, but I haven't done it myself.
Have you guys ever done salvia?
No.
I like weed too much.
Yeah.
Like, I've never. Salvia can't offer me anything.
Weed's always like that. Like, okay, that's not a drug.
Yeah.
It's just
this
like,
is asprin at best. Brain aspirin.
It's totally like that. Just makes you normal.
Yeah,
Like,
this gets me up to zero.
It's like people with a heart condition have aspirin. People with brain conditions fucking smoke a bowl of Blue Dream in the morning.
right? Exactly. Okay, guys, so this is a new segment that we're doing. I might be doing it just, throughout this Comics Life. It might not always be with April, but it'll be with April until I tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
But it's, just April's movie pitches.
April's movie pitches. So this was something that came up recently with me and my best friend Audrey when we were on the phone.
Yeah.
We were talking about like her cat or something, and then she said she was like, you know what always bothered me about the Matrix?
Yeah.
Was that he takes the red pill.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Like, if it was me, and I knew what was going on, it'd be like blue pill every time. Would always be the blue pill. I'll keep living in the Matrix, that's fine. And then I was like, you know what? If you took the red pill, I feel like you'd take the red pill just to go into, the real world outside of the Matrix, where you have your, like, weird oatmeal you eat for every meal, and everything's all
Tasty
shitty
meat.
and scary. Yeah, and then you would do that just so that you could go back into the Matrix and be like, being out of the Matrix really made me appreciate what I have in the Matrix.
Right.
And
Well, that's the one character.
Yeah, that's the learning experience. Exactly. No, I'm on
Bad guy.
his. I'm
Joey
on,
Pants.
No, but you don't involve yourself with like turning humanity in or anything. You're like, hey, I want to just go back to my life.
Right.
And you do. And so I was like, if that was the Matrix, that's what I would do. It'd be Neo goes out of the Matrix. He's like, I kind of like the Matrix. And then goes back into the Matrix.
Yeah.
And then
just wrecks house in the Matrix.
No, he just lives there because he never gets his superpowers or whatever.
Okay. Like, he doesn't
just
realize he
knows,
can do cool things.
Yeah, because he doesn't learn. He doesn't put in the time and effort. He was like, nah, I'm good.
He just goes back to his
and he
stupid
goes
day
back
job.
to his day job. And then the rest of the film is just a rom-com.
With Neo.
It's Neo, and he meets some like wacky piano teacher or something, and they hit it off. And every so often he'll like
Have
say
you ever
something.
thought that something was missing in your life, like piano?
My God, I teach piano. That's.
I used to think it was like we were all living in a computerized simulation, but actually it was like my love for piano.
I do charge for lessons, even if we're dating.
Whoa.
No, but that's the point, though, is that he doesn't have superpowers in this
Right.
one or whatever, but, like, he knows, and so every so often, like, they'll go through the classic rom-com story, but every so often he'll be like, oh, wow, second cat, you know, oof, deja vu in the Matrix, and she's like, what? And he's like, oh, it's this thing, and they just ignore it.
He talks about Morpheus like, you know, like an old friend.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this Morpheus. And then the whole time in the background, you can see
them
Agent Smith and, like, the Matrix people, like, duking it out and fighting and stuff over the fate of humanity. But it's, like, kind of blurry and out of focus because mainly you're like, oh, are they gonna kiss? But they just
They're
got
all,
in
like,
that
doing
argument.
bullet time while they're like having a nice romantic dinner.
Yeah, exactly. But then he, like, gets spaghetti sauce on his shirt while she's in the bathroom, and then he's, like, trying to, like, wash it out, and he's, like, calling the waiter over, and he's just like, switch shirts with me, and the waiter's like, what? And he's like, here's $100, switch shirts with me right now. Waiter's like, oh, those are my tips for the night, and then he takes it, and they switch shirts, but it's the wrong size, and she comes out, and she's like, that doesn't look the same, and he's like, oh, you got me.
It's hilarious.
And then that's just it. That's the entire film.
I dated a girl for a while that hated spicy food.
Oh, I thought she was spicy.
Yeah, she was muy caliente.
Well, that makes it sound better.
That's why we broke
Not
up.
just like, not just domestic abusey. She's spicy, bruisey.
I had a bit where she couldn't even handle just tomatoes. You know,
I get it.
it was
Oh, yeah,
it was
I heard
that
that one.
spicy. Like, what? Nope, can't handle just regular tomatoes. And I don't know if I want to say that's a deal breaker later in life, but I want to say, like, I'm gonna think twice the next girl I date that can't handle tomatoes.
Yeah, that's weird. That's not like, okay, cool. You can go find a dude that likes bland food. Like, we're in California.
Yeah.
I need to be able to go get tacos.
My mom's like that. Like, if there's like a whisper of like a hint of like if somebody said there might be hot sauce in there, she's like, I'm out.
That makes sense.
And I used to be like that too. And then
She's white, right?
Very.
Okay.
No, just regular white. It's not like extra white.
Not porcelain white.
No.
Standard.
Right, standard white.
Default.
Yeah, she's like...
Which is so racist.
She's
Inherently racist, though.
She's the girl avatar that the Xbox starts with.
Yeah, it's the default me setting.
Oh my God. Oh, that's such a
bathed in racism, though.
Yeah.
No,
That's like flesh tone being pink.
I'm just thinking, like, how much would change if we made white people stop being default in video games?
They do that now. Like someone's will just have a random. It'll just put a random out. That's a good way to do it.
That's smarter.
That's a good middle ground.
I used to say that I was the default setting if I didn't have a beard.
Yeah, I get that.
I could see that.
I'm no...
Like Fuzzy Moby.
Exactly. Without the talent.
Yeah.
Dude, we all look like faces on a Guess Who board. Like,
Oh, that is true. Like a modern Clue.
yeah. No, we
He's
all got,
not gay. All of us go down. Because we're straight.
I'm not.
No, okay.
Wait, hold on. I don't get how this works.
No, I don't know either. I've never played.
I've never. What's Guess Who?
It's that...
I just played along up until now.
It's that
But I
game
had
that
the
has
picture in
all
my
the different faces.
Yeah,
and
I had
then-
the picture in my head. I just didn't know what the game was.
everyone's got a board with 30
Like, he
different
doesn't have
people.
blonde hair, and then you put all the ones with blonde hair down.
Yeah, someone's got a card and you try to guess who they've got.
Okay,
And
it's like
is he wearing a hat? And
it's like
no.
Stratego with faces.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Not at all, but close.
It's like autistic risk.
Yeah.
That is Stratego.
That was the scratch title, Autistic Risk. How about Guess Who? Okay.
It's like, can't recognize facial features.
What are these meaningless symbols?
Because we're called this game Asperger's Alley.
Is that a cool game if, like, we just think of other names for games? You know, like
sure.
what would Monopoly be called?
That's
all hail capitalism.
I like that. Or like capitalism. Wow.
Yeah, or the story of Las Vegas, where you just literally steal from the bank to build your hotels.
Yeah, gangsters rule.
Do you guys ever play the really realistic Monopoly where it's like you have like a day job and you have to like support a kid? It's not life, but it's like really it's was it Rich Dad Poor Dad?
I've never heard that game.
It's either okay. I think it's based off of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. But it's the game, whatever the game version of that is.
It's the gay version,
and it's a gay version. No, it's actually very buttoned up and conservative. A lot of
right. It's Rich Dad, Successful Dad.
Yeah, but it's all about how you have to like invest. I can't remember. There's like you have to like have a bunch of houses and then you mortgage them and then or like you have renters.
Yeah, I'm already out.
It's like it's like how you live your life.
Apparently. I don't want to have to like only live my successful life in board game form.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why life sucks. It's a shitty thing.
Like, I could just be doing this. I don't have to emulate that also.
Like I'm like killing it on this game in my studio apartment.
Right?
Where I'm not really killing it in life.
I wanted to get into video game development for a while, and I just found myself playing a lot of like game developer sims, and I'm like, this is too sad now. You know?
Like Second Life?
It's worse that I want to do this, I think.
Hey, how long before like we were all just living in like studio apartments and just enjoying virtual things in Second Life? And shit?
I don't know that I'm not doing that this moment.
How is it not like it's like Snow Crash?
Have you guys this movie's coming out, Ready Player One, the new Spielberg movie?
It's Oculus Rift the movie?
Yeah, pretty much. But that's what it is. It's everybody's living in like shitty mobile homes that are like stacked like 14 stories high or whatever. But they don't give a shit how they're living in their real world because everybody's in this virtual world where they're like living in mansions and shit. And so it's like, yeah, I don't care where my like rig is, where I'm getting my Wi-Fi. Because I'm living in this world that's not like my shitty life.
I'm on board, man.
This is my exit plan, just so you know.
Yeah, right.
Is a HTC Vive and a stasis suit.
And it's literally, you never have to leave the world. You can shit, eat, breathe in this stasis suit or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to eventually being Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
where
right,
I'm just in a pod and controlling in my empire through computers and fucking robots.
But But that's also like just a hair away from singularity. So if we have this body that's in this like haptic rig or whatever. But why have the body? Why not just like take the brain and just put it in the world itself?
That was
and not even have a body.
That was like 2 Black Mirrors, I think. They had they had basically a whole season discussing that.
Mm-hmm.
That show is really like a book club. You know, like everybody sits down after and like, so what did that mean?
Right. What did that make you feel?
Terror. Every single one, just terror.
I just like it's a new Twilight Zone.
I love it. I love new Twilight Zone. I also like old Twilight. Oh man, treat yourself to old Twilight Zone while high. That is
hell yeah.
That is a lot of fun.
That's on board.
Just for the titles.
I remember back in the day when I was first in high school, and there was this church like hangout thing, and like they would play Twilight Zone episodes, but then also like at the end throw in how like a Christian moral. Like at the end or whatever.
Oh man, I got the chills when you said that. Oh. That is too deep. I completely understand that kind of.
Only kids that have done youth group understand that shit.
Exactly. So like they were gonna eat people, but then they weren't. Blah blah blah. And
that's just like when Jesus was out in the desert and he was gonna eat that bread and he didn't eat that bread because of Satan. Guys, it's all back to Satan.
But obviously, since I was like a 15-year-old, I'm just like, hey, there's chicks here. I'm hanging out, and there's Twilight Zone. Cool.
And sometimes they gave you like boxes of pizza to eat. So
yeah, and like high C.
Yeah.
So then,
not drugs though.
Nope.
No drugs here.
No drugs.
We weren't that high.
Only Jesus was on high. Okay.
Yeah. But I will say those little Twilight Zone areas were the first 2 times that I made out with a chick.
Oh,
hey, good for you, buddy.
Yeah. And it had nothing to do with Twilight Zone. It was clearly just, hey, you don't want to watch this anymore, right? Let's go make out over here.
Yeah, why don't you give me some Twilight bone?
The number 12 does look a lot like you. Wink, wink. That's a...
I would
not
like
adjust your tits.
I would hope now that Black Mirror would be the same way, where it'd be like that same, like, hey, we're going to try to make it a Christian moral, but it's like, no, we're just going to have this be kids that bone later.
So many of those are like, and we get to fuck a pig today on set. God, our job's fun. You know, how do they turn? What's the moral there? And much like the Satan is fucking all. We're I don't know, guys. I'm hungover from yesterday. I don't have a sermon.
How shitty do the producers feel that they have wonderful stories to be told, and they will forever be known as, oh, that show where they fucked a pig?
Oh, yeah, man, that's so true, though.
They led with it. That was the first episode.
It does set the ceiling of what can happen in that show, and I completely appreciate them for doing that.
I agree, but I will say it's a great episode, but not my favorite.
Exactly. It's a one-time watch.
Yeah, exactly. What is your most real fear when it comes to Black Mirror?
It's like what are the things that bring out like, that's scary?
Like, I don't want that to happen at all.
I feel like in most of the things in Black Mirror, when they go like, oh, technology's going too far, I'm sitting there going, I will never be able to afford that shit anyway.
Right.
That's like, hey, are they still going to be making the Samsung J series that's like $120 for a new phone? Because I need me one of those.
The one that it's kind of like the technology that's like the through line, like I don't want to say it's in every episode, but it is in a few, is that like stenographer where you can just recall any type of memory that you've had.
Oh, yeah, it
or
just
any
has
type of like anything that you've seen, you can go, oh, let's just look at the tape.
The Google Glass of contacts.
Exactly, like the contact, and then you have this little like bead or this little like rice bead. Yeah, the grain thing that like you can just, oh, did you really say that? Let's look and find out. And you're like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
It always freaks me out when they get to the limit of something and you're like, oh man, they just push something all the way. It's terrifying not to see like, oh, let's see what the craziest thing is. It's knowing that they've hit the limit and they can't push crazy any further. And they're like, this is the wall. And that's the Black Museum episode.
Yeah.
When they had the dude who gets addicted to dying and pain.
Yes.
That one freaked me out. I'm like, because I understood the whole line of thinking up until the end. I'm like, oh no.
And you're going to put your consciousness in this perpetual torture or whatever?
Right, because that's how it's like he got it, like all his fucking wires crossed. And now his best moment is like him in like pure terror. And yeah.
And then his daughter says, nope, I'm taking that back.
Yeah, that was
it was an interesting episode.
That all three of the things in there are like just terrifying realities.
Salvia, that shit will put you in a different world. Like, you'll go to Narnia for a minute.
Isn't it just evil mushrooms? That's all I've ever heard.
It is.
Mike Kaplan does a really good bit about it, about like the difference between mushrooms and salvia.
Nobody does salvia once or twice and is like, you know what? I'm going to check on the demons behind the curtain of reality every so often. People who are like, I do salvia a lot. I'll be like, how many times? They're like, 3. I'm like, that is a lot. Here's a side-by-side comparison of my experience with mushrooms for the most part versus salvia. Here's mushrooms.
Mushrooms. We're all one. Humans, animals, plants, robots, aliens, nature, nurture, the future, beauty, peace, calm, everything, universe, multiverse, mushrooms.
Salvia starts the same, but then takes a weird turn.
Salvia. We're all one. But who is we? We is plural. I am alone. I am alone for 1,000 years. It is only 2 minutes, but it does seem like 1,000 years. In that time, I am everyone. I am myself. I am my mother. I am my grandmother. It is like an Eddie Murphy movie in here. where Eddie Murphy is everybody. Eddie Murphy is everybody. Even the words Eddie Murphy morph into the words everybody. Eddie Murphy is everybody. Eddie Murphy is everybody. Salvia Night Live presents Eddie Murphy is everybody. Guest host M. Night Shyamalan. No! If we're all one, that means I'm M. Night Shyamalan. The M stood for me the whole time. Me backwards is EM, the initials of Evil Mushrooms and Eddie Murphy. No!
I don't know if I did salvia right. It was in a water bong. I drank it all. But the point is, I do think it's still better than Kids.
Yeah. I haven't heard his bit, but I'll put it in post.
I know. I'm going to make you look for all sorts of things
Thanks,
today.
Taylor.
I'm sorry for mentioning pentatonics. Like, as soon as I said it, I'm like, fuck, he's going to have to edit
You guys
that now.
don't mention any references.
This one time, I was watching a movie, and then I read a book.
It's a nondescript movie. Just imagine it.
It's like, so far, we got Terminator 2, we've got pentatonics.
Yep.
You've got at least one, I'll be back. You know?
Exactly.
I'll be back.
No, I feel like, though, salvia, though, it's like, I've done it twice.
What is it?
It's like a spice or an herb, and yeah, you can get it at a head shop. You could just buy it, at wherever.
Can you still get it at a head shop?
I would assume so.
Is it the same as spice?
I don't know.
Spice was fake weed, right?
Yeah,
synthetic weed.
This ain't that. This is completely different.
My very brief time in the Navy, they would always talk about like fucking spice rings that were getting
You were in the
busted
Navy?
for 4 months.
Okay, we're gonna put a pin in that. Okay, but no, salvia. We had there's different strengths. I guess they sell it like in 10, 20, and 30. So 30 is obviously the strongest. So we got the 30.
Obviously, don't be a pussy.
Right?
Take a chance.
Why are you doing salvia if you're not going to do all of it?
Totally. My uncle used to rip filters off of his Camel Reds and say, if you're going to kill yourself with a 45, not a 22.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, well, when in Rome, let's use his motto.
When in Kentucky.
I mean, either one will get the job done. What the fuck?
Exactly. And he's dead, yeah.
All sorts of reasons.
It's like he didn't use either. It was lung cancer, actually.
Right, got hit by a bus. But anyway. No, but
the bus was called.
But so, okay, we hit it, and it's just like, like weed, where you just like put it in a pipe and you just, hit it.
Is there a strong flavor? Because I know some of those smoke drugs get a little weird. Like DMT is supposed to taste like real nasty.
I don't recall a flavor, but it's literally as soon as you exhale, it hits. You're done.
I like that.
So
I like
it's
not having to wait for
instant.
it.
I'm on board.
And like at first, like half of my body started to feel numb. Like just the left half started to just go numb. And then not only did it go numb, but then it started to feel like a portal opened up in the left side of my area, and the portal started like pulling me towards it, where I was just like, why am I now like feeling like I need to move towards the left a lot? And then it started snowing, and I'm like, what the fuck? We're in the middle of OC. It ain't supposed to be snowing right now.
It's supposed to be snowing.
You're sitting there going, fuck, 30 is great.
Yeah. Hey guys, global warming, right? Oh my God. So then I'm in like feeling like I'm talking to my friends. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? This is crazy. And I'm totally having like a conversation with my friends. We're in this thing, and then I start to like go like, hey, let's like explore the world and let's like go on an adventure. And then I'm like literally walking for what I feel like is like a good 30 minutes. And then like suddenly like I blink and I'm back at my house and like sitting in front of the yard where we were first smoking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how do we get back here? And then my friends are like, is it hitting you yet? And I'm totally like, what the fuck? Like, we've just, like, we went on, like, an hour-long hike. Like, what are you guys talking about?
We met new people.
Yeah, like,
we
it
shared
was snowing,
experiences.
and it was all this
I got
thing.
treasure.
Yeah.
We shared a moment.
You told me about your wife, and you don't even have a wife. But that's the thing. Like, so I'm totally going on this experience while my friends are just sitting here watching me just sit and like go off in this realm or whatever. It was total like a mind thing where I'm off on this adventure, but in reality, my body is just sitting on the curb, you know, kind of like just in a weird like passive state.
I wonder if that feels anything similar to like astral projecting.
It was like out of body experience.
If you've ever heard Sinbad talk about astral projecting, do yourself a favor.
Of course we have.
It's so great. It's the best.
You haven't been astral projected?
It's like if Bernie Mac was like super into metaphysics. If like he was just super into shaman rituals, you'd just be like, yeah, all right, Bernie Mac, let's get into it.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So, like, it was one of those moments where it's like DMT in a way where it's like it feels like it's way longer, but in reality, it's like it's minutes. You know, like the people I was doing it with were like, yeah, man, you were like out for 5 minutes. I'm like, really? I was gone for an hour. Like,
here's my question: would you do it again? Like,
maybe.
If I went right here, hey, I have some salvia right here. Let's smoke it. You have to smoke it right now, though. You can't save it.
You know, probably yeah.
Yeah, because it's
only
what.
Do we have a surprise for you? Bring in the
Sweet
in this corner, salvia.
It was weird. It was like It's like I didn't want that experience, but it wasn't bad. But it wasn't what I was expecting. It wasn't like a shroom trip, or it wasn't like. It was totally like mind. Like you went to a different world.
So how long do you think it lasted total?
It felt like at least a half hour.
Okay.
But what I was told was, yeah, you were out for like 2 minutes.
Whoa.
Holy
clock
balls.
time. That's fucking crazy.
All right. So the next step is obviously salvia and an isolation tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
So that you have an experience and then you just wake up to darkness.
Oh, that's bad.
I said, hey, if you're going to do 30, man, you might as well do 30 in an isolation tank, right? Just 45, not a 22.
5 grams in a dark room, 30 in an isolation tank.
What about like DMT or
DMT seems like
what's that one? Ayahuasca.
Yeah. I was confused. Is mescaline one of those weird drugs too?
Yeah, that's a cactus. That's also like peyote.
I always forget if mescaline is like one of those weird trippy like spirit drugs or like a super like prescription-y crushed up druggy.
My brother did that.
Crushed up prescriptions?
I said, I'm not sure which it is. Is it prescription-y or is it like nature-y? Is it like just? I know peyote's got buttons.
Yeah, mescaline is also cactus, and yeah, he said he found it at Disneyland.
And what's there's the other cactus too?
San Pedro
cactus. I watched a movie.
You could buy that at like Armstrong's or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Guys.
Wait, for real?
Let's go to Armstrong.
Yeah, certain cactus and certain garden centers, they sell that shit.
That shit's supposed to be super spiritual, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's supposed to be like a really like shamanic type.
Oh yeah, you're gonna purge. You're gonna throw up a lot.
Have you seen
but see things?
Have you seen the movie about with who's the youngest looking actor right now?
I feel uncomfortable answering that question.
As a dude guy, man boy.
What's his face? That guy that was just at the Oscars.
Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
No. Think comedy movies.
Oh. McLovin?
No, adjacent.
Michael Cera?
Michael Cera. There's a movie with Michael Cera that took a long time. The movie with Michael Cera in it about the San Pedro cactus.
I have not seen that.
It's kind of garbage.
And what's it called?
It's something. It's like the cactus. It's like the magical fairy and the cactus. It makes sense because they're like character names.
Mm-hmm. It's Huachuma cactus, right?
No, it's the San Pedro. If that
is, that's the same. Yeah, that's the same.
I thought that was a fake drug up until somebody started talking about it recently.
And then you were like, "Oh no, I need to do this later."
Yeah, but that movie was fucking. It was like a long indie movie with no point to it. And a random jump scare in the middle. And I'm still mad about it. I would go on to every podcast in this nation talking about how bad that movie was.
Dude, thank you for that. Because I
wasted my time.
I was sitting there thinking about like just taking an edible and like trying to watch that movie. Because I'm kind of interested. But
no, get out of it. It's bad. Because there is a legit actual jump scare in it. where they're like at a hostel or like a boarding house, and then they're just like, oh, in from a long day, and then they turn and there's just kind of this weird looking like. It's like an evil looking statue, and they just cut to it and they pan in for a second, and then like a giant like face jumps out at the like for a frame and just goes bap, and you're like and then like it's that moment like on Fight Club when he winks in and out of existence, like in like
the one frame
or eighths of a frame. It's like that where you have to turn. You're like, did we just see some shit?
Yeah, did I just see a dick?
It like hurts you. Mm-hmm. And they mention it casually. She's like, I don't know, I just got a weird vibe when I looked at the statue. And it doesn't come up ever again. They're like, why did you just wound me in the middle of this movie?
That's dumb.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Like, and it doesn't resolve into anything. At the end, they just get like kind of happy high, and then the movie ends. And you're like, what the?
I feel like I've had a huge lull in my horror movie watching. Like I had a huge when I was young, like this is amazing, and then like I dated a few girls that were like, I don't like horror movies, and then I just stopped watching them, and now I feel like I need to get back into it.
I got into thrillers this last year, and I'm kind of dipping my toe into getting into horror movies.
Yeah,
but it has to be a cool concept.
Of course,
I like the high concept ones. You're like, oh, that like if you read the description, you're like, that sounds great.
Like this latest one, like that I was almost on board, but a lot of people were like, dude, it's stupid, was that Snowman movie.
I heard that
seemed interesting to me.
Yeah.
I like the concept. I watched a review of it. That's how I get most of my new horror movies now. So I'll just watch somebody's review. I'm like, I know enough to talk about this now. But they were just, like the execution was bad, I heard.
Totally. I feel like I would love to make a movie, but I feel like 6 months into me making a movie, it would be really shitty. But you're like, it's too late to go back, so I guess we're making a shitty movie, guys.
Guys, you're in a shitty movie.
Yep.
I hate to break this to you.
See, this is why you just shoot for making a Hulu movie right from the start.
Right.
I've had friends that have been in like DVD releases that were barely released that ended up getting cult followings on Hulu. Just fucking, that's what you need to shoot for. You need to just be above one rung above the lowest bar.
Hey, here's a theory I had. I feel like certain lesbians, they become lesbians because they hate men. Not that they love women, but I feel like most gay guys, they become gay because they love dudes, not because they hate women.
That's proactive versus like react or like.
You know what I'm talking? Like,
yeah.
Are you seeing what I'm trying to get at?
I understand what
like,
you're saying. I do feel, but then you could just become asexual, but that is like a type of lesbian, I guess.
Like they've had a lot of bad experiences with men, so they're like, fuck men. I've had too many.
Or don't fuck them.
So it's like Super Saiyan, where you just get super angry after a traumatic experience and you just like fucking power up into a full-blown lesbian?
Yes, exactly. It's a Dragon Ball Z reference.
There is something to that, and I think what that is just a different type of asexual that just hangs out with other lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
There is a thing known as lesbian bed death. I don't know if that is it is for sure confirmed a real thing that does happen. I don't know what the frequency is.
And what's the definition of lesbian
bed death? On
Sounds
top
like
of
a
being
band name.
a hardcore band name, is awesome. A phenomena where if a lesbian couple moves in together, it's something like within the first 6 months they stop having sex.
Yeah.
Don't straight couples have that too, though?
Yeah,
kind
that's
of.
just like being sad, right?
Yeah, it's just like, once you have to go into the bathroom after somebody and you're smelling their afters, it takes the magic out of things.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay,
like test your love.
But gay guys don't have the gay guy bed death.
Because they do have testosterone, which does make you want to fuck kind of a lot.
God, that's so true.
Yeah.
God, that's so true. That's so true.
Like
so
anytime
true.
there is a small component of when a very, very, very small component, certain types of women will complain about something that is very easily explainable with, if only you knew what testosterone was like. It's the shittiest drug to be on, It just makes you super aggro and want to do things. So
well, yeah, it definitely I would assume causes most of aggressive behavior when it comes to men involving their women.
Yeah. A lot of penis issues.
That was a nice way of saying rape.
Yeah, mostly rape.
I thought you were talking about domestic violence, but sure, rape.
That too, yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like, almost in a way, like, I feel like I have a nice set of, like, or a nice amount of testosterone, but I also feel like I'm really girly in the sense of I would never hit a woman. I would never do that. Like, I'm not that aggressive guy.
I just don't care that much, you know?
Yeah,
I'll just find another person.
Right.
It's
like,
a
that sounds
masculine-
like a lot of effort.
That seems like a lot. I don't... What?
Yeah, it's like you're masculine, but you're lazy.
Yeah.
I think that's what being a millennial is.
Mm-hmm.
Is you can have the beard, but you're also like, I don't want to.
Yeah, like you don't have to peacock how big your dick is, you know? You're just like, I like women and shit. I just don't need like the fucking posters in my toolbox and shit.
But I feel like, and maybe this is presumptuous, and like, obviously I'm talking from a outsider's perspective, but if you're going to be gay, it's because you really like men.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's a hard choice to make.
Yeah,
and you have to do a lot. It's like changing your name. You have to do a lot of effort to go out and be like, okay, I'm gay now, you know?
Yeah.
And, well, it's not that bad.
It's
but,
not like, okay, 5 girls rejected me, I guess I'll go gay.
There's so many comics that do that bit about how they try to, like, maybe did it. Like, I literally heard a set last night about this. Well, like, I don't think I'm going to try being gay. I'm like, that didn't take. I had that, except it did. And then that's how you know.
And you're like, yeah.
If you are gay, that's how you know you're gay. That's
you test the waters.
That's the 100% test is, are you in love with men? Yes, you're gay. It's only gay if you're in love.
Yeah, love's gay, right?
It's fucking gay.
I wish I was in love.
All those fulfilled people and
Yep.
finding partners and shit.
Yep.
What do they know for happy?
Facts. Hey, when this podcast gets shut down because of all my insensitive remarks.
Hey, he's a fag. He can say that word.
Hey.
All right?
It's okay. He can say that word. I gave him a fag hall pass. Which I'm allowed to give out. I cannot give out a day pass, though.
It's the fashion hall pass.
Speaking of fags, you were in the Navy for a minute.
Yes, I was.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, okay. That was a cool segue, right?
It's the best segue ever.
Yeah, right?
Speaking of total cock guzzlers.
The Navy. What's up with that?
There are gay things that happen in the Navy.
Join your fellow man in the Navy. Come on, people, and make a stand in the Navy. In the Navy. In the Navy.
I was in the. I got pneumonia my last week of training. I was doing fine. I got pneumonia my last week of training.
Why'd you go in? Like, what was your like initial motive?
I was like, God, I can't find a job. At like 18, 19.
Yes, sounds like me.
I was like, I'm just gonna start. I'm like, I could probably do Navy. I mean, I don't have to be like Army, but like I could be Navy. Like ships. Yeah, that sounds fun. I want to be on a ship.
What'd you want to do in the Navy?
I was gonna be. I passed the test to be like a sonar tech, or like
nice.
a fire control tech, which means you get to shoot things.
Cool. So you're gonna be on a boat,
on a submarine specifically too.
Tight.
Yeah, very tight corners. That's dumb. I hate myself. They had just recently allowed male and female subs,
right?
Because of like literally just
don't ask, don't tell,
and plumbing requirements too. It's tight spaces. And like we do have to build a different toilet setup, you know.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
You're talking about gay shit.
Gay.
Fucking
yeah,
gay,
it
bro.
was.
There was when you exit, you have to get put into like a separate area because I was like 140 pounds with pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 225 right now, and I still look like medium. I think.
I
hope. I hope I passed for medium, or like a slightly fat average.
You're gangly.
I'm gangly. But I was 140 and looked like a fucking White Walker. I've heard.
And you were on a sub.
And no, I wasn't in I was still in boot camp.
Okay.
I basically was like, I think I'd like to get out, you know, because I looked like Grim Death. I got told every day I looked like Grim Death. every day.
And nobody said like, "Oh, you'll just get over it," or
no,
just...
because I would just drop weight faster. Like I literally wasn't holding on to like any nutrients.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I was fucked up. Yeah, that I had like the week after I got out, I had like a soda and like I feel fine. Why do I feel fine? I think I was like just detoxing from processed foods like no one's ever detoxed before.
So you were just on a really weird regiment of whatever the Army or the Navy was feeding you?
The food is just like the worst cafeteria food. It's just like it burned me out on scrambled eggs. I can't have scrambled eggs anymore. And just things you would find at every cafeteria. But like the worst version of that.
Right.
Also made entirely by mostly people with disabilities. Kind of interesting. There's a lot of blind people there. Making food.
So the blind Navy is making all the food.
All the food. They're not in the Navy, but we are.
Okay, so you washed out.
Yeah, I washed out.
And
Badoom. But this is what I was getting to. They have a separations unit where you hang out. I hung out there for like another month after I was getting out, just because they have to figure out how to process you.
Mm-hmm.
They have these huge I forget what they call them. They're like they're called ships, but I think they're just barracks basically. And one whole side of the bathroom was shut down on the far side. There's a bathroom that was shut down because too much gay shit kept happening in it. For sure, one person fucked another man in there, and they're like, we have to, like, they had caution tape, like there's a spooky monster about to come out.
Holy shit.
Did you run into any other guys that
there was one gay guy that was out there, and he was just like a nice like 28-year-old who just happened to be a gay guy. He was like, I don't like talking about it. I just like fuck my boyfriend sometimes, and they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And I was like not out yet, so.
When did you come out?
Yesterday, like 6-ish. No,
on the podcast.
Yeah, this moment now. I want to say like I got out to my folks like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Under a year. Let's call it 9 months. Actually, no, it had to be over a year now because I.
And what was the time frame between knowing and then coming out?
Oh, for a long time. I just rode the bisexuality train for a long time. I was like, yeah, I'll just do both.
It's like gay light.
And then my number, and then I got my I got my spreadsheet back from my accountant of just like my score sheet, and I'm like, you know what? This is pointing in the direction I am.
Your accountant's like, hey, you would really work really well if you were just actually gay.
We have a way better market for you if you just be gay. And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting more and more comfortable with this. I'm just going to go gay on this one. I say 85% gay because I'm like, I will absolutely fuck a girl if I have to.
Right.
But I do enjoy other things.
The scenario in which you would have to fuck a girl.
Like in an emergency, I can be used for a fuck.
It's like, I will blow your mother's brains out if you don't fuck that woman.
I just... I go by queer, but which is somehow the only word that's been completely reclaimed. Like it's now the most progressive thing to say.
It does seem like it's a cool word to say still.
Yeah, you're queer.
Yep.
Yes, correct. And
I mean, Instagram Stories has it on like a, you can put it on a sticker. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's not
fine.
offensive.
Yeah, as long as it's on a sticker.
They've got Queer Eye on Netflix.
Right, exactly.
It wouldn't be called like fucking faggot eye.
I would tune into that though.
For all the gay people that are mad at my gay slurs, I have to give me something. I'm white, okay? Right? I don't have much.
Hey, he's taking
it
back.
Let me have this, or I'm using the N-word.
Yeah.
Oh God, that Richard Spencer haircut's running deep.
Hey, it's a gay. Okay, I can't do bits.
No, don't do bits.
Don't fuck bits.
Hey, so when did you decide you were gay, Doon?
Oh,
my lover.
I'm not really gay so much as just like giving up.
Right.
I get that.
It's like I'm not even giving up. It's just like too much effort to try. It's like I'm not averse to any sort of like dating or relationship or anything like that. It's just like fuck. I don't want to do Tinder.
You know what would be horrible, and I don't want to. I don't know. But I've thought to myself, like, yeah, it sucks, like, getting rejected by women so much, but I feel like it'd almost be harder to get rejected by dudes.
It's worse when like an ugly dude rejects you and you're like, I went down for you.
Right.
I moved my number down. I'm desperate.
Like, we're both dudes. Like, really? Oh. Lame.
Like nothing getting like shot down by a Craigslist ad. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not your type. You don't have a type. You don't get one.
Right. Dudes don't have types.
But you got answers to a Craigslist ad?
Shut up.
Awesome. Do you feel like when it comes to shitty movies, obviously the most shitty movie lately is The Room, and do you feel like Tommy Wiseau was making, like he knew he was making it at the time, like this is shitty, or is like he made it all going, this is amazing, and then later people were like, no, it's stupid.
Based on the production value that is put into it, like the cinematography isn't awful. Like it looks, it's well lit, you know, like somebody knew what they were doing there and put their heart into making that.
He like hired competent people.
Right, the crew was good. It's just none of the actors or the writing was good.
Yes. But
And,
they
like,
were all
half the
there.
cast
But,
got changed out in the middle,
and the crew was just like, it's a payday. I don't care. Like, how many people that are cameramen are like, this is stupid. I can't believe I'm filming this. But I'm glad I am because I need a paycheck.
A lot. There's a lot of people like taking footage just going, this is never going to see the light of day. Like,
Right.
he's never going to be able to edit this. Like this is never this is going to get released on Vimeo at best. Like, this isn't even YouTube worthy.
I like Vimeo's growing on me now. Like when somebody sends me to a Vimeo page, I'm like, ooh, an artist. I'm like, let me read. Like I anticipate more depth than a YouTube video.
Right. It's
YouTube
like,
video, I'm like, I watch Minecraft Let's Plays here. You know,
I might see a boobie here.
yeah, you're like, ooh, scandalous.
Very Art Deco.
I just discovered his work on Vimeo, but Brent Weinbach on
Oh,
Vimeo.
yeah, for sure.
Excellent work.
That
go
guy's
there.
hilarious.
Treat yourself. I Don't Dance is so great.
He was one of the first comedians that I saw at an open mic that was just like running jokes. But then I was like, oh, this guy is not an open micer. Like, this guy's at an open mic, but he's not like us.
He's not like us.
Like,
he's got the shine.
Yeah.
He smells like success.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Wouldn't that'd be like the great twist is like when you make it, you can just hear all other comedians' thoughts. Like, this is a hell and heaven.
Like as soon as you sell out your first arena,
That's you can just hear Kevin Hart's thoughts at all times.
No shit.
But it's only other arena comics. You're like, oh man, it's only Jerry Seinfeld.
I don't even know if I want to get arena famous.
What about theater famous?
I would love to any famous, like in the point of like they're paying money to see me. That's cool. But like theater, I don't know, thousands? That I don't know. I always feel like in this stage, clubs are still like, wow. I went to Kill Tony yesterday and I didn't get on. But just being in the main room and being like, wow, if I got on and was in this in front of this many people, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, killing with this is not like you've ever experienced, you know.
Yeah. No, Joe Urell killed in the belly room.
Yeah.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
And like I was super happy for him. And then like the next day I'm like, oh my God, I so want to do that.
Yeah.
That's got to be great because that room's on the small side but it's with like the low ceilings and everything. So you're going to feel every laugh in that room.
Totally. Even when I was at I've done Flappers a couple of times and that has been decent too. Just at the open mic and it's just 80 people at that in the Yoo-Hoo room, and it's weird. I don't know.
I kind of decided that I wasn't going to do Flappers anymore. I tried to go
I
to
said
the open
Flappers,
mic.
And both of your faces were like.
I just have heard nothing but the worst about Flappers, and I've seen their website, and I was like, I'm good.
Like, I've literally gone to the open mic and like watched the host pull a name out and then just like throw it behind him and pull another name out.
It's such a baller move, though.
Totally.
And I'm like, I don't need this anymore.
I so sympathize with that, though.
Totally.
Like the first couple times I can accept, like, okay, I'm not going to get up every time. But then I saw the host doing that, and I'm like, oh, well, fuck this then.
I was listening to Jeremiah Watkins' podcast, and he was talking about how, I forget what guest he had on, they're going into basically how anti-Semitic they were. There was like a show that was supposed to be on, and right before like it was supposed to go, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna cancel it," and it's because the comic supports Israel or some shit like that. And you're like, really? Who gives a shit?
How are you going to be involved in the entertainment industry in
hate
in
Jews?
Los Angeles and
In
decide
comedy.
you don't like Jewish people?
Right, yeah, comedy too, yeah. You're going to put your foot in this, you're going to draw the line in the sand for that.
Yeah, it's the deepest market.
So after that, so yeah, he was like, yeah, once I heard that, I'm not doing flappers anymore. And I guess, yeah, Sarah Silverman and Jeff Ross and a bunch of different, famous Jews were like, yeah, fuck flappers.
Wow.
All those weird little, like, they're like road spots, but like in California.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Ha Ha Cafe or whatever. I've never actually heard anything about Ha Ha Cafe, but it seems trashy.
It's reputable. It's Bringer, but it's reputable.
And it's pay to play. Like, you also have to, like, it's like $5 for 5 minutes or something like that.
I don't mind the drink minimum, but physically paying to play kind of sucks. I don't mind a drink minimum. I get it. I get why that has to happen.
And at least you get a drink out of it.
Like, you get a drink out of it. Hang out. It's going to make the room a little better.
And were like 80% of those people going to buy a beer already? Probably.
Right.
You get some big names rolling through there, though, kind of just doing drop-in spots.
Yeah.
Like, it's legitimate. If you bring people there, they're pretty much guaranteed to get
it's a
someone
club
big
that's
dropping in.
doing stuff every day of the week. So, it is one of those, like, bigger areas, but it's still got, like, rules and stupid hoops that you got to jump through.
I get that.
Yeah. It's everyone's, that's, I saw Ron Funches tweet. He said, wow, I can't wait to quit stand-up comedy so I can get that Netflix hour. It's
right.
Because like everyone that was like out is just getting these hours now, and it's like Netflix is like trying to sell people that they're buying into comedy, and they're not. They're buying into audience.
Yeah.
It's the same game it's always been. They want you once you have a following.
It was a huge statement when they said we're putting out a special a week.
Yeah, that was
like,
crazy.
Whoa,
I remember hearing
really?
that. Like, there's no way they can sustain that.
Yeah. And they did give a lot of like middling, not middling comics, like middly famous comics,
Mm-hmm.
like comics that didn't
People
really
that
had
are
a-
famous to us,
like Todd Glass. Like
Yeah.
I love him, but probably he's not a household name.
Yeah, definitely.
They're making names that your non-comedy friends know.
Mm-hmm,
They're introducing them to those people.
Exactly. And I do like that series that it's called Comedians, and it's like they'll put out like 6 guys that have half hours, but it'll all be like back to back.
They had Fortune Feimster and who's the
what's his face?
Who's the dude with the super low voice? I can't remember.
He's on Angie Tribeca. It's I forget his name. Anyways,
but I was like, oh fuck, I love him. He's great. Well,
yeah,
it's great that he got a.
And Brent Morin is going to be on the next episode.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yes,
Oh, fuck, I'll watch that then.
So yeah,
I was like, I'll probably never watch that, and then you're like, oh fuck, I kind of like Brent Morin. I'll watch it.
It's almost like we don't want you to we don't think you're strong enough for an hour, but here's a half hour, which is still going to be fucking sweet for a shitload of them.
And you know what? I fucking watch the whole half hour.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
watch all.
Yeah.
I'm a comedy nerd, and I don't watch a full hour special because I'm exhausted halfway through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took me like 4 or 5 viewings to get through Chris Rock's special, and I like Chris Rock, but it was like, I don't know if I can sit through a whole hour at once.
Yeah, you're like, I can do 15. You got 15.
Mm-hmm. Even Ricky Gervais's new one.
I have to. What I do is I put my phone on a charger in another room when I watch shit now. Otherwise, I'll get distracted. If I don't have my phone around me, I can sit and watch the whole hour and fucking focus on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I got through Chris Rock's thing, because he said some shit that I'm like,
The one thing I couldn't buy was right off the top of the bat where he was talking about how no white people are getting shot, and I'm like, dude, that's just not right.
Yeah.
Like
There's
get
plenty
your
of
premise.
white kids getting shot.
Yeah, like
by other.
I
white
understand you're coming from a point of view of like we need to talk about being black and whatnot, but it's like you can't make a statement about no races, only this. Like, come on.
I work. My day job is now I work for a black man, and he told me that until the age
you call him massa?
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
I mean, like,
wow, Daryl.
I'll edit that out.
I mentally added it like an edit moment for edit. Fucking, I'm high. All right.
Well, here's the thing. He told me a story. Like, he said, like, until the age of 19, he didn't think white people had any problems.
Right.
Because from the age of 17, once he had a car, he was getting ripped out of his car at least annually and dropping N-bombs from fucking white police officers.
Yeah.
So he grew up thinking white people didn't have any problems because at least we weren't getting yanked out of our fucking cars on the street.
Yes.
So after hearing that story, and then he's like, then I started working with people and I grew up and shit, and then he's like, I understand now. But hearing that story, I'm like, fuck, that puts a lot of things in perspective. That's like, shit, could you imagine just fucking getting ripped out of your car?
Yeah.
And for absolutely no goddamn reason. You didn't do anything wrong.
Just profiled.
Yeah, you're fucked. And he didn't do shit. There's nothing you could have done to escape it. It was just the fucking wrong place, wrong time.
Totally.
Just think how many DUIs you avoided just by being white.
Totally.
You know?
I don't like to think about that.
Yeah, neither do I.
It's a really scary self-reflection.
Yeah. Granted, I try not to make a habit out of it, but every once in a while, one slips through the net. You're like, you know what? I really shouldn't have been driving that night. I was a little too,
But that's the thing. You always look at it in, like, retrospect. You never, like, see it as it's happening.
Otherwise, it would never happen.
Right.
People are like, this is a bad idea. I should stop. But
it's not like as you're, like, talking to the cop, you're like, hey, I'm white, so this is cool.
Right.
It's like after the fact when you didn't get, like, when the shit didn't go down, then you're like, oh, was it because I was white? I don't know. Maybe.
I got off on a untitled, unregistered car scot-free because I was in Irvine and dressed for an interview that I had to go to.
You had like a tie and everything?
Like, I didn't have a tie, but I was well-dressed.
Business casual.
Yeah.
This is how I know I just look naturally scummy because I've been pulled over shirt and tie twice in Irvine and ticketed.
Like he's got something on him.
Yeah. Well, no, they got me for I had my arm up on top of my seatbelt and it needed to be underneath.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
you. Who's paying attention to that? How can
Irvine
you see
cops.
that while I'm moving?
Right. I've had cops pull me over because my light wasn't out, but it was dim.
Can they do that because my light's dim?
I guess they could for anything, really. I mean,
yeah, they're like, I don't like your face.
Yeah.
Whitey. And you're like, okay.
Most of the times when I've been pulled over, it's been for fishing reasons. It's like, yeah, we're going to pull you over for this stupid shit.
See what
But
you got
really,
on
we're
you.
hoping that you have drugs on you or whatever. You're holding a body in your back seat.
So you're profiled just in different ways. You're just profiled because you wear a lot of like sword T-shirts and like a lot of stoner bands.
I tried to do that early on in comedy where I was like, hey, guys, like black guys, yeah, it sucks that you're getting profiled for being like, gangsters and hoodlums and whatever. But like, if anybody's going to like get profiled for like mass murdering a bunch of people, it's going to be me. Or, having like 6 hookers in their trunk, it's probably going to be the white guy.
Yeah, but see, as far as the school shooters go, it's never a fat guy.
Wait.
It's never
Right.
a fat white dude.
So you're
It's
like, hey,
always a skinny
I
white
keep
dude.
this weight on, so I'm never gonna shoot some kids.
Skinny white dudes
Safe.
don't eat their feelings.
Can't come from me. I'm a fatty.
I'm home plate, baby. All right. I'm safe.
It's like I'm the friendly friend that's gonna dive in front of the bullet for you in the hopes that if I survive, you might give me some
Right.
pussy.
I'm a barricade. Use me.
All right, let's move into my last bit. I've been doing this for a few episodes now, but I like to steal what I call Inside the Comic Studio. And as you guys know, James Lipton stole some questions from Bernard Peebo, and I'm going to steal them from him. And it's just some, just rapid fire stuff that you guys can just say on the top of your head. Who knows what will happen? But these are a few questions that I just have come up with. Yeah.
Like a lightning round.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about it.
First question. If you could make up a geometric shape, what would it be called? And what would it be?
The fuxagon.
A fuxagon. What's a fuxagon?
It is. It's designed based off of the number of holes an average human body has on it, and it's based off the mathematic combinations of different orgy numbers, and only works in proportion to like it has to equal like a certain number of dicks to asses to pussy ratio to mouths.
So it's a very like proportionate shape.
It's a mathematical. It has to exist only in certain like it can't have a certain number of sides because it wouldn't the structure wouldn't hold up.
It's just in equations, just theoretical.
Yeah, you can see it, but like it has to be like moving or something. I don't know.
in multiple planes.
Yeah.
Doon?
That's horrifying.
I just saw your face twist
like
as I described it.
Am I the only one picturing this fucking eldritch horror right now? Like,
Yes. Yes.
Like, Christ, I can't top that. I'm just like, I don't know. I guess
Banana God? I don't know.
Mine would be pointy.
Mine would have 4 sides, I
Is
guess.
that really a question? Somebody asked another.
What for real?
Actually, no. That was a question that was kind of made by me, but it was based off of a version of what James Lipton asks.
Gotcha. In the vein.
Yeah. Okay.
How about we each take one? You take the next one.
All right, I'll try.
Okay.
All right. Next question. What is your favorite joke that never gets a laugh?
It's not that it never got a laugh. It's just that it stopped getting laughs because it was just an act out of me angrily humping.
What was that about?
It was like a woman told me, "Fuck me like you hate me," and I started like, "Oh, but I'm not a real hateful person." Like, and so I had to think of things that make me mad, and the punchline was just me going like, "Oh, you didn't signal before changing lanes, you stupid whore."
And everybody would just be like, "No."
Yeah, it worked. It worked once. Like it took people by surprise that like I could write a punchline, and then it like never worked again.
And when was the last time you said it?
Oh fuck! That was like fucking maybe 6 to 8 months in.
You ditched it.
I ditched it. It was one of the first ones like that got a laugh, and I had to learn to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is just any riff the next day. It's like, you know what was funny yesterday, like 9:30?
Not anymore. All right, next question. If hell exists, what would you like to hear Satan say to you?
Well done, my good and faithful servant.
Oh, I like that.
Nah, because that's what I was trained to want to hear when I died from Jesus in Sunday school. So it's like, well, wherever I'm going, like whatever God I'm going to end up meeting, I want them to say that.
Yes.
It's like, oh, good, and my afterlife's going to be okay.
God, that's such a great answer. Specifically the devil, or just any deity?
Yeah, it could be any deity. I mean, you don't even have to believe in an afterlife.
I don't know. I picture him speaking amongst like realms and planes from which my tiny brain can't begin to like comprehend. So I don't know what he would say, other than more of like a feeling of like pure dread and terror.
Mm-hmm. Like,
but
get
like
ready.
That's such a better answer. Like,
there's no way that's a better.
I can picture that. I'm picturing like the end of like. Never mind. I was going to say an anime.
This is too high, guys. Trying to describe hell for the first time.
It's like the end of Evangelion, right there, dude.
You guys even believe in hell, or
I believe hell
afterlife
is a state you can put yourself in.
In this realm.
Yeah, I believe in the hell on Earth, and yeah, I'm like I lean Buddhist on this one.
Right. Well, I always like that, what was that, Hemingway? Or I don't know who said it, but it's always like, people live a life of quiet desperation.
Right.
I wish I was doing better.
Just everyone's just kind of going, just all day, every day.
Yeah. I don't want to kill myself, but it could be awesome.
Tina from Bob's Burgers, her moan is the moan of all existence.
Right?
Oh, that explains so much.
It's the grinding weep of all humanity.
Life is just one awkward Larry David punchline.
Totally. All right, next question. Let's see. What sexual position would you never try again?
Hold on. Doon, have you tried more than one sex position?
Well, yeah, okay. 2 things. Yes, and fuck you.
Okay.
I will say it doesn't have to be a position necessarily. It could be a situation.
Or like a stoil.
Yeah, like Patrick Butcher. He said that he will never fuck in a car again.
Yeah, fuck fucking in cars. I'm so glad I have moved to the point in my life where I don't have to fuck in cars as my standard way of fucking.
Is that a new Netflix show? Is comedians fucking in cars with coffee?
I mean, I don't mind it, but like that's not my preferred way.
No,
who wants to fuck in a car?
Yeah. Also, anal in a car. Nobody wants that.
That's a double bill, yeah.
There's no bathrooms in there.
But you're down with anal still, just not in a car.
Yeah, I go both ways.
Right, both holes.
I more often lose than win in that situation. That's how I describe bottoming and anal as I just lost.
You pick the short straw.
Yeah, like I guess I'm getting fucked up the ass.
Do you just flip a coin or what?
We've literally flipped a coin once.
Nice.
That was a liberating experience. Please do that. Straight
Who's
couples,
getting it up the butt?
Be like, I just want to top tonight. Whatever that means for you, flip that coin. It's really fucking fun to just like not know.
Oh, I can't.
But you don't have to be like sodomized.
Oh,
you can just be like, who's taking the reins.
Right. Who's doing most of the work?
Exactly. It's fun. Fucking being a switch is fun. Let's take that with you into the next life.
All right, Doon,
And
positions.
hellscapes.
What are you not doing?
Pretty much nothing. Like I live my life by the Tenacious D philosophy. Like, what's your favorite position? Okay, that's cool with me. I'll do it. I'm down.
I thought it was fuck her gently.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was it. Like I'm up for it's whatever gets you off. I'm not in any position to be picky. You know what I mean?
I want to have that song be my song that I dance at my wedding with.
Somebody's done it,
That's
right?
a lovely thought.
Yeah, and
to be able to find that kind of love.
Just looking into her dad's eye, just like, I got you, bro.
Yeah, have like her nana like just crying as like it's like just who wants to fuck her gently?
Don't worry, I've got her back. Bareback. Okay.
Heyo. All right, next question. What profession would you like to see abolished?
This is like a monkey's paw, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I want to say something like Twitch streamer, but I don't really begrudge them. I like old man brain. I'm like, how do they make money?
Like, we don't have to kill the person, but just that job no longer exists.
You just have to re-educate them.
Yeah, like, you can no longer work here.
You know what I want to get away with? Notaries. That shouldn't exist anymore. That's
right.
It's like, very old.
We have Instagram. We have ways to
we can
prove
verify
that we can verify. Yeah, we don't have to have like somebody sign a piece of paper.
We can record something with basic cameras. We're fine. We
Right.
can take a picture of me. Fucking yeah.
We don't need an emblem with wax.
Yeah, and your fucking night course.
Doon?
Let's get rid of drivers, commercial drivers.
Just-
Let's get the self-driving cars rocking and rolling.
Right,
I'm ready.
dude. I'm down with that.
I'm ready to just program my home address and sit in the back seat.
I'm so down to never drive again in my life. Like I'm there.
Here's my Black Mirror I thought of like a few years ago, which is, okay, it's great. We got all the commercial drivers off the road. No one's falling asleep. No one has to do that job. But now truckers are back in the workforce. What do we do with all these weirdo truckers? Not obviously, it's like 90% of them are not the problem, but the 10% of them are real odd dudes.
Yes.
Met a lot of odd truckers in my life.
Large marges.
Yeah.
We'll just set up shipping containers at the truck stops.
It's a certain kind of people that go into that job.
Yeah, it's like, as a thank you for your service, this is your home. We've given you a home.
We're putting you on an island.
That's right.
They do have people that are basically like drone pilots for cars now.
Nice.
That they're just in an office and they have like the fucking like wraparound screens.
Right.
And they just like, it's the car's stuck. I can't figure out how to get out of the spot. And it's like, somebody parked in on it and it can't get out or something.
Yeah, you would assume that like eventually like there would always be a human still behind the wheel at some point, right?
It doesn't. I mean, no, because technology can just keep advancing. It can. We're already making computers smarter than us.
Definitely.
Dude, Watson won Jeopardy.
Well, I feel like
8 years ago.
I know.
The only reason why we don't have driverless cars like hitting the mainstream now is the insurance companies.
And they hit a person too.
Yeah.
Recently, like yesterday or today.
But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I mean, like a bunch of other cars hit a person too.
Yeah, but those are all filled with other people in them too.
Right.
But like that's my contention. Like, oh man, what if they kill somebody? It's like 80% of all accidents are driver at fault, or pilot error. It's like if it was 50%, if it only killed 100,000 people a year, it would still be an infinitely better solution.
yeah, I think the big question for a lot of like AI is all those moral dilemmas.
Yeah, I've seen some. There's a good philosophy tube has got a lot of cool stuff on that on YouTube.
That was the plot of the iRobot movie with Will Smith. Was like
Right.
the robot saved him instead of his son because he's like, oh no, there was a higher probability you would have survived.
Yeah, exactly. And all those statistics go like into saving a life, and it's like it's like that simple formula of like, would you save one person versus 5 strangers?
Oh yeah, the train thing.
Who's
The
that
train thing,
Who's
yeah.
that person I know though? I know some shitty people.
Right? Are they gonna put me on stage later?
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to pod call anybody, but we're all thinking of people.
Go on.
Okay, next question.
There's people I wouldn't kill, but I would like if they died. I'd be like, okay.
What a shame.
Yeah, pity. But in your head, you're like, yes.
It was so cold. What a shame. It was a shame.
Okay, next question. What celebrity would you like to be mistaken for?
Any
Any celebrity?
I mean, like, well, because I figure
Daryl
like,
Hannah?
I mean, like, there's someone that thinks Daryl Hannah's hot. Like, it's
Right.
like- so it's like if you think I look like a celebrity and like
That's
you're
Kill
attracted
Bill,
to that
right?
celebrity, I'm down.
Well, I mean, you kind of maybe look like a hair if you were like 50 yards away and I didn't have my glasses on. Maybe like Louis C.K.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Right.
When I had hair, I got Jack Black sometimes.
Oh, okay.
was
I would like to
clean-shaven
be
shit.
mistaken for that. Yeah.
It was. I don't think it was true, but it was.
What about you, Taylor?
I don't know, because like I hate the idea of being recognized on the street as anyone, so I don't.
How weird will it be when somebody finally comes up to you and goes, "Hey Taylor, what's up? Love the podcast," or "Man, that bit about Taco Bell, super funny."
Have you ever been recognized at an open mic by another open micer?
Yes.
And they're just like, "Dude, I love that bit." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" No, they're all off. I was working on that. That's awful. No, I don't think that's funny.
I don't want to like boast, but I've had a few people that I've never met before in my life go, "Hey man, that podcast you do is really cool. Can I be a guest?" And I'm like,
"What?
No, but don't know you."
Yeah.
What? Are you even an open micer?
Right.
Like
that falls back into the whole thing where everyone thinks it's easy to be funny.
And I do almost in a weird way like find it flattering where somebody sees you and then instantly goes, "Oh, I could do that."
Oh yeah. It's like, oh, you make it look easy.
Right, exactly.
Sweet.
It's like, oh wow, I didn't know I could make it look easy as well as bomb at the same time.
We have the opposite where it's like, well, actually, I guess it's similar where it's like they'll listen to us and they're like, "Oh wow," and then they'll come in and do the podcast like, "Oh wow, I thought it was a shittier setup than this." Like, we kind of have like a nicer, like we have like a little bit of a traditional recording setup. Like, "Oh wow, I thought this was done on your phone."
All right, next question. Can you make a fart noise?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say those are weak.
Okay, let's just do it quick. All right. I do okay, so this is a weird thing. Like I could never manage the armpit fart, but I always did ear squeaking farts.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's so gross in my ear.
Weird. That's like a queef almost.
That's like an ASMR trigger, I think. I think I just got off.
That's unfortunate. I'm like, that's.
I don't want that to be my trigger.
I don't want anyone to get off to my ear sounds. Like
no. Okay, next question. When was the last time you were kissed?
Today, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at my home earlier.
Oh, right. Yeah, you live with your significant other.
True that.
And was it passionate?
No, it was like
It was just a little peck.
We're watching South Park, just chilling.
Right. When was the last time there was really like a nice one?
Day before that.
Now, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kiss.
Yeah.
I love my own delivery sometimes. You're just like, what am I doing? How am I drawing this out? This doesn't mean anything, probably.
Yeah, we kiss.
Yeah, man.
It feels like such a fifth grade. This feels like such a fifth grader thing to admit to. You're like, yeah, we kiss. Fuck
You've
too.
been inside each other, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we kiss.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
What about you, Doon?
Yeah,
So
dude.
When was the last time you felt a passionate embrace?
When was
Probably
last
about like a
embrace?
month ago, actually.
Hey, good for you.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
And was it nice?
Yeah, it was good.
It's
it was
nice.
It was nice.
I will say, I've been dating a couple of girls every now and then since my last breakup, but there's been a few girls where it's like, man, I was into you, but we made out and
Garbage.
yeah, not so much. Like,
Sometimes it's I feel like somebody can be like, oh, that was a bad lay, or like, oh, that was like a just awful kisser. But I feel like there's a lot of it that there is technique, but then there's also bad rhythm. Like you're not on the same groove. They're like, oh, I'm always on the attack, or I'm always just eating it. Just
right.
Yeah.
Why is my tongue always in your mouth?
You never come over to my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm always licking your teeth.
And it
God,
seems
it's
like
so real. It's
so true.
you don't want it
Yeah.
either.
Like, I don't want to ask you to eat like lick my teeth, but can you lick my teeth?
Can you taste the roof of my mouth? Can you
Yeah.
get the peanut
Can
butter
you
out
get
for
in
me?
there? Can you turn it sideways? Can you just like grab the back of my head? That's
Like, I put a jelly bean in there somewhere. Try to find it.
yeah.
And in a weird way too, I've had like a girl almost like it felt like she wanted to say, "Do you want me to suck your dick instead?" Like,
is this not enough for you?
yeah, like no, like I don't want to make out. Like, can we just fuck or just
Yeah. Can we just anal right now?
That happens sometimes.
right? And me being, I don't know, like just super sensitive. I'm like,
But I need to be wooed.
but like, yeah, like, don't you want like romance? Like,
I lit candles.
don't you want a kiss in the rain? Like,
Yeah, how
come
long it took to
on.
find these rose petals?
Yeah, like, I just don't want to put it in you.
Like, I bought candles.
Yeah, exactly. And I lit them
showered.
all.
Had music. I shaved my pubes into a horse.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe it's like this. It's a different age. Like, women are becoming more, the roles are changing. It's like
Definitely.
I'm feeling like I want to be more romantic, and women are just like, just fuck me, bro. It's
Just
like,
fuck me, bro.
I don't want you to call me bro, but okay.
Yeah, like I feel like there's too many guys like me that are just like, all right, whatever you want, Captain. Like,
Nothing like high fiving after a good fuck.
Right?
Bros for life.
I believe that in my heart, actually.
I have high fived after sex. Pretty rewarding. I felt good. Like I was like, this feels
Right.
teamwork. Yeah.
We both got each
Welled
other
up
off.
with team spirit. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, blue team.
So wait a minute. I need to know the logistics of this. Were you both like on your back next to each other, and you kind of just like you put your outside arm up? And
Yes, it was that. Isn't that such a good movie? I'm watching that movie. Yeah, if that's in the previews, you're just like, woo! Just
Bam.
high five.
That's love.
I have high fives coming out of the shower too, like if you go to clean up or something, which is important in my line of work.
Of course.
up top.
Up top, and I just you like high five. You just like up, just like your towels over your back,
Yeah.
Do you ever do the thing where you go like up top and then you follow all through all the way like a clock and you like smack each other on the
right.
ass?
Yeah, the
No,
double.
I should though. I should work that in.
That's like a sports move.
That is a sports move.
Yeah.
Much why it hasn't been incorporated in my daily life.
You're not into sports? That doesn't. All right.
Just a good catcher. Okay.
Hey-yo.
Hey, yo.
I also hate myself.
On that note, guys, let's finish this. guys, both you were amazing guests. Doon, Taylor, thank you for coming on. I want to definitely plug the podcast as well as all your dates throughout the social media.
Oh yeah, all of our dates, Doon. Do you have that compendium of dates we have to read off? or should I just speak for my fucking self?
I was gonna say, like, I got dates. I don't know what you're talking.
I was gonna say,
I do have dates, but
this
they're
might not come out for a little bit.
That's the thing. My date, I have. I think I'm on the April next wave, but I don't have. I don't have the hours for that yet. So just go to Rec Room in April, maybe.
Yeah.
And Anchor Bar and Harp, hit that shit up, and the podcast, and toss both Daryl and us a review.
Taylor Avery comedy, right?
Yeah, Avery does comedy.
Avery does comedy.
I had to change it because I gave out a wrong one on a podcast of note, and I was like, it would be easier than going back and asking them to figure out how to change that. Is like just change my username to that, and it did. And so now I'm Avery Does Comedy on both Twitter and Instagram now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Doon?
I'm doing the roast battle April 10th against Lou Varum. That's going to be fun at the world famous comedy store in the Belly Room.
Yeah.
And that's it. Outside of that is at Major Doon on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah.
On Facebook too.
Like and subscribe.
Smash that like button, y'all.
And of course,
consensually smash.
Definitely follow both of these guys on Seth Woodward's podcast, The Good Word with Woodward.
We're on another podcast.
And this week we're going solo, and it's going to be The Good Word Without Woodward.
What?
Which is the most amount of W's we've had in one episode title.
Wow.
We're basically recording it on the way home.
Yeah.
All right, guys, and definitely follow me at This Comics Life or This Comics Life Pod at gmail.com or the D Stories on Twitter. And yeah, this has been, of course...